Welcome everyone. As many of you know, my mom and dad were born in Ireland, and about 10 years ago, when my mother was still living, she and I and my sisters and a couple of nieces and nephews and friends of the family went over to Ireland. And she wanted to see her brother John, my Uncle John, who owns the family farm. And Uncle John is an Irish farmer. As a farmer in Ireland, he does lots of things, but he does have cattle. So part of his responsibility is being a cattle farmer. Well, that summer, one of the cows gave birth to a calf. The cow was a little small, the calf was a little small, and the calf wasn't doing very well. And wasn't suckling and was losing weight, and my Uncle John was afraid he was going to lose the little calf, or as they say in Ireland, a caffeine. So this is common back then. He went and got a big bottle, looks like a baby bottle on steroids. It's about this big, nipple on the end, fills it up with formula, and would go down a couple of times a day and feed the calf, you know. And after a while, the calf would kind of snuggle up to my Uncle John and kind of feel comfortable around my Uncle John, because my Uncle John was basically feeding the little calf and keeping it alive. That type of care is what's missing in the first reading today. And God is really angry. Okay, God has appointed leaders to take care of the sheep, and these shepherds are not doing a very good job. So let's see what the Connections program says about our first reading for this past Sunday, and then we'll read it. So let me just find it here. It's always in the Daily Personal Prayer Guide, and it's on Monday. The reading begins with God condemning those shepherds who have neglected the sheep that have been entrusted to them. God then says that he himself will shepherd them, and in time he will appoint new shepherds. One of those shepherds is going to be a descendant of David. Okay, let's fast forward to the gospel for this week. Jesus gets off a boat, and there's thousands of people in front of him. And we're told that Jesus was moved with compassion because they were like sheep without a shepherd. And the image of a shepherd is often applied to Jesus. Also, Jesus is a descendant. He's the son of David. So let's take a look at our first reading. It's from Jeremiah. Jeremiah tended to be hard on the religious leaders and the political leaders who neglected the sheep. Woe to the shepherds who mislead and scatter the flock of my pasture, says the Lord. Therefore, says the Lord, against the shepherds who shepherd my people, you have scattered my sheep and driven them away. You have not cared for them. But I will take care to punish your evil deeds. I myself will gather the sheep, the remnant of my flock, from all the lands to which I have driven them, and bring them back to their own meadow. There they shall increase and multiply. I will appoint shepherds for them who will shepherd them, so that they will no longer fear and tremble, and none shall be missing, says the Lord. There's a pause in the reading. That's intentional. That's meant to allow us just to hear and reflect on what we heard. Now the reading picks up again. Behold, the days are coming, says the Lord, when I will raise up a righteous shoot to David. As king, he shall reign and govern wisely. He shall do what is just and right in the land. In his days, Judah shall be saved. Israel shall dwell in security. This is the name they shall give him, the Lord our justice. So that was our first reading from this past Sunday. We encourage people who are using the Connections program to reflect on the readings throughout the week, On Monday, we encourage people to reflect on the first reading. So here's a couple of questions that might help you to do that. Who have been some bad shepherds in your life? Who have been some good shepherds in your life? If Jesus is your shepherd, when have you been a good sheep? When have you not been a good sheep? I'd encourage you to reflect on them, pray on the reading throughout the day. Come back tomorrow, we're going to take a look at the responsorial psalm. God bless everyone.